Hey everyone, it's Mike Adams here with Big Mike's Magic, and welcome back to another day in the arena. And got another new deck for you here, and this one here, kind of hurts my soul a little bit to create a deck like this. This for me, being someone who typically plays control style, decks, blue white, blue black white, etc. This is the deck that's always been just the bane, the thorn in my side, we'll call it, for lack of a better term. But the bottom line is, this is my version of what I'm calling filthy mono red, okay? And so, and you guys know what I'm talking about. If you play control and, once you see that first mountain and then you see that Scorch Spitter, right, or that Fervent Champion, right away you're like, oh, I hope I get some land, or I hope I get that board wipe, because you already know what's coming, which is massive damage and really, really, really quick. And many times you're able to really by round 4 or 5, if you don't have your board in place, you are cooked. Okay, and so I thought I would take my crack at it. So after doing some research and diving in, I was like, let's run this. Okay, and let's put together our own version of this. And it actually performed incredibly well, just like other versions of mono red. They perform pretty well, just because, again, if you get, I'll even call it a decent draw, where you get, if you get 3 mana and then a couple of 1-drops, it's almost, it's very rare that you don't get a draw that's actually playable with this deck, because the curve is so small with everything, almost everything in here being a 2 or 3 drop to go out, other than our main win conditions, which we'll talk about here. But it's a very consistent deck, and I would say this is the kind of deck that, if you're not, gosh, what do I say, right? It's like, there's a lot of skill, it doesn't matter what deck you're using, there's a lot of skill required to pilot any deck. But this would be one of the less thinking man's decks, right? Because you literally just need to play it, and if everything goes your way, they're gonna be dead by round 5 or 6, okay? And so what do we got in here? Okay, we got 4, of course, 4 Fervent Champions right here, okay, and this is just powerful. There we go, get it up there. For a 1-drop, first strike and haste, that would be enough right there. But whenever it attacks, if another target attacking knight you control gets +1/+0, okay? And equip abilities you activate that target this cost 3 less to activate. So if you're gonna put your Embercleave or another artifact equipment onto this, whatever that cost is 3 less to put it on this particular card. That's pretty powerful, okay? We got 4 shocks in here. I got 2 of the Purphoros intervention, okay? Really sneaky card, okay? 1 red and X, and it's a sorcery, and you can either create an X/1 red elemental creature and it's a token with trample and haste, okay? And you have to sacrifice it at the end of the turn. So it's a really cool finisher, okay? It's something that you can use. They see what you got on the board, and it's like, okay, well, let me hit you with this additional creature that's also got trample, and it's, of course, got haste, okay? Or you can use it to deal some damage. It deals twice X damage to target creature or planeswalker. So even if you have only 3 mana out there, you're able to deal 4 damage to a planeswalker or to a creature, okay? We've got 3 Rimrock Knights, okay, and this is another adventure card here. Pay 1, okay, your Boulder Rush, target creature gets +2/+0 to the end of turn. And then from there, you got a 3/1 for 2, and it's just an attack because it can't block. This card right here is, just hate this card. I love using it, but hate going against it, especially when I'm running my so sophisticated Esper deck, and all of a sudden they're taking your stuff. This thing has reach, okay, which isn't overly a big deal. I guess that's not really why people use this card, but it's a 2/2, okay, with haste and reach, 1 red, 1 colorless, okay. Whenever this thing attacks, if defending player has more cards than you, exile the top card of their library. During any turn that you attack with the rogue, you may cast that card, and you may spend mana as though it were any color to cast that spell. So, and bottom line is, with this mono red deck, you're getting through your cards really dang quick. okay? You're trying to lay land, play something, lay land, play something. And so, chances are, if they're running anything slower than you, they're going to have more cards than you. So you're going to be able to take the top card off their deck. A lot of times you can snipe them on their mana, so that way they're not going to get their mana. Or B, you're going to get them on some of their key spells that, as long as this sticks around, you're going to be able to use yourself. Okay, so very sneaky card. We got the Runaway Steam-Kin. Runaway Steam-Kin. Okay, and this, whenever you cast a red spell, it gets a little bit bigger. You add a +1/+1 counter to it, and you can remove 3 counters from it. Whenever this gets up to a 4/4, okay, you can remove 3 counters from it and add 3 red to your mana pool. So this can be a really, really sneaky card. You cast a bunch of spells, okay, beef it up, attack with it, and then from there remove the counters. Now you got 3 more red to cast another couple of spells, which would then beef it back up again. So this is a very sneaky card, okay? We got 3 Bonecrusher Giants in here. Adventure, okay, the Stomp deals 2 damage to any target, okay? And then it can come into play as a 4/3 for 3. Okay, so 1 red, 2 colorless. And whenever this thing is targeted by a spell, okay, so if they try to mortify it or do something to destroy it, spot removal, they get to take 2 additional damage from it. So it's a really powerful card there. Okay, we got Anax, Hardened in the Forge, okay, and it says it's a 0/3, but when it comes into play, 2 red and 1 colorless, this the power is equal to your devotion to red. So when it comes into play, it's going to be a 2/3 right off Jump Street. And then as you have more red things out there, the power goes up, okay? And then whenever this or another non-token creature that you have dies, you're going to create a token, okay? You're going to create a Satyr token. With this creature can't block, so it can't block, but you're going to create a 1/1 token for any of your creatures that die while this is in play. Okay, so it's just a powerful deal because it keeps the assault coming. Again, with this mono red, you're just looking to lay and attack. And so let's say you got a few things out there, you slap this out there and they wipe the board, and you had 4 total creatures out there, well, guess what? You're going to end up with at least 4 of these little 1/1s, so the attack doesn't stop. Okay, so again, really cool. Phoenix of Ash, 2 red, 1 colorless. This is a 2/2 flying with haste, and you can pump it up, 2 colorless and 1. It gives a +2/+0 to the end of the turn. And this one actually uses the escape mechanic. So if this dies, okay, you can pay 2 colorless and 2 red, exile 3 other cards from your graveyard, and bring this puppy back into play with a +1/+1 counter. So it comes back as a 3/3 when you use the escape. We got 4 light up the stage here. Again, this is about just keeping the deck moving. You want to use this as quickly as possible just to kind of keep the cards coming. Fill your hand back up and use them, right? And so whenever you deal damage, you get to use the Spectacle here, where you exile the top 2 cards from your library from the game, but you have the ability to play those until the end of your next turn. So focus on using those right away. Now we kind of move into some of the win conditions here. This Tectonic Giant is super cool. 2 red, 2 colorless, 3/4. Whenever it attacks or becomes the target of a spell, you get to choose, okay? And this is either going to deal 3 damage to each opponent, really cool, or you can exile the top 2 cards of your library, choose one of them, and until the end of your next turn, you may play that card. So you kind of get like a little mini light up the stage with this. But as well, when you make that first attack with this, you could choose to just deal 3 damage directly to that opponent. So it's almost like you're attacking with a 6/4 for 4, just based on the ability. But again, you can choose between the 2. From there, we move into our 2 win conditions here. We got Tobran, Thane of Redfell, 3 red, 1 colorless, 2/4. But the main thing here is if a red source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage +2, okay? So your 1/1 Fervent Champion is now hitting for 3, okay? Your Shock, instead of it zapping them for 2, it's actually zapping them for 4, right? So really, really, really powerful. And again, if you have a couple of things out there and then you slap this on the board, that's how you can wipe people out. Round 4, round 5, when this hits the board, you're able to wipe people out. And then, of course, Embercleave. Everybody knows about this card, but 2 red, 4 colorless, right? But typically, you're not going to hard cast this because it's got flash, okay? And the spell costs 1 less to cast for each attacking creature you control. So come, round 3, round 4, typically round 4, you got 3 creatures out there and you're attacking with this. You only have to pay 3 total to get this into play. And when it enters the battlefield, you can attach it to target creature you control. So right away you can stick it on something. So again, it's just a powerful deal. People assign their blockers, right? And then you can flash this in and put this on whoever you need to either wipe out their blocker, right? And then get another attack, because equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has double strike and trample. So Embercleave is just so sick, so powerful. These are really the 2 win conditions on this deck. I mean, you definitely win the game with just this stuff right here, but once these hit the battlefield, typically you're finishing the game. Okay, and then from there we got 20 mana on here, 18 mountains. Okay, no need for any shock lands or dual lands or scry lands or anything like that, because we're just straight mono red. So and then we got 2 Castle Embereths in here just to give the creature boost. Okay, you can pay 2 red and 1 colorless, tap this, and creatures you control get +1/+0 until the end of turn. And again, so if you have a couple different things out there, maybe you haven't come across your Tobran or your Embercleave, this is a great way to kind of boost everything you got out there, so you can go ahead and again keep that strong assault going. So there you go, guys. There's the deck explanation here for my filthy mono red, and we got some great gameplay to go along with this, and you'll just see how dirty this deck is. It really just wipes people out incredibly fast, and if you get the right draw, I mean, it's almost impossible for them to beat you. And that's just what I've encountered so many times, with my Esper decks. It's like, when you see that mono red, you're just like, ugh. Because you really need to have a way to stop that assault quick, because if you don't, it's going to be over, and it's going to be over quick. So hopefully you guys found value in this deck tutorial and this breakdown. If you did, make sure to give the video a like. And again, if you see any ways that we can improve this deck, or if you see any missteps in the gameplay, feel free to leave me a comment. Thank you for checking out Big Mike's Magic, and we will see you in the next video. Okay, so how fast do you think we can rip through this? Through a standard event with this mono red. Okay, filthy mono red, let's see what you got. My arch nemesis. It's just kind of funny doing this video, because every time I see, here's that mountain, here's the Scorch Spitter, or here's the Fervent Champion, I'm just like, not again. Let's turn the tables, okay? And again, I've been using this deck. Kilpatrick, we'll see what you're running. But it's been pretty effective. It's an interesting, and again, I don't know, in this current meta, if this will end up being like a tier 1, type deck. I mean, I feel like, I don't know how well it matches up against the mono white. I don't know how well it matches up against mono black, but it seems like the monos, seem like they're going to be the real deal. Let's keep it. I always like having a round 1 play, but we don't. But we got the Robber of the Rich. Okay, so again, Leyland. Too bad we can't play card, but look at it. He looked right at the mountain. He's like, "What do you got?" So he knows. He's running it too, isn't he? Of course he is. So let's go, man. Okay, so let's go like this. So we got the steam. I'm going to get this in play right now. And this will be, fodder for his shock. He may have a shock right now that he could use on us. And if so, use it on that. I'd rather have the Robber the Rich hang out for a little bit and get some cards off this guy. Since these will all be cards that fit with what we're doing. Looks like he's running a mirror. So, okay. What do we got here? Shaman. After its ability of artifact, creature, or land isn't does 1 damage. It's +2/+2 menace till the end of turn. Okay. That's fine. So let's put this out. Let's grab one of our Robbers of the Rich. And then let's begin the assault. Is he gonna block? He probably won't. If he's smart, he won't. Just take your 4. What do we get, by the way? Is that mana? Yeah. Okay. And we'll save the big reveal on the old Rimrock. What can he do here? So he's got his shock all ready to go. Or is this just going to be one of those pit fights where we both kind of, tie your left hand behind your back and everyone just throws overhand rights with the mono red until somebody falls? Ooh, okay. Alright, so are you going to swing or are you going to play defensively with that? Oh, there's that shock. Now, where'd that come from? That costs 3. Where's... I don't understand. Oh, it's tapping the artifact. Okay, I was like, what? Whatever, dude. Okay. He probably liked doing that because now he's got less cards. Okay. We'll see. Okay. Play that. Play Robber the Wretch. Go ahead and boost this up. And let's attack with both. I'll take that. What are you going to do? He's going to block. He's not really going to... Yeah, that's a block. That's unfortunate. Hate to lose him. I'll tag him for 4. And so we gotta keep that. So let's take the 3 counters off our man right there. Put his Phoenix in play. We'll absolutely take that. Ooh. Okay. Will you be attacking this time, sir? This is definitely a conservative angle on the mono red, Mr. Kilpatrick. So I think we are going to look to get the Embercleave in place. I'll take it. What are you up to, man? Let's put there and there. I feel like he's sitting on a shock. We might have him. Let's see, maybe he's got some direct damage here. Okay. This is a very interesting way to play mono red. You know, it's actually not bad. This banner is interesting. I never even considered putting that in here. But, I think we might have lethal here. With the two flyers, so he's looking at them both right now. So let's throw this out. And we'll hold the Embercleave for next round, because I think he's sitting on a shock. No, he's sitting on nothing. So, alright, man. So, want to know. Let's go. I want to see how fast we can do this. Can we just rip through a quick 7? Let's just see what happens. You know, and if we do rip through a quick 7, it's like, okay, fine. I might just become... Yeah, I don't want to be a sellout, right? You know, it's like, I'm an Esper guy. I'm a control guy. But also I like to win, you know. And in the reality is, you know, again, this might be a deck that could drag you to Mythic. But is it going to be enough, you know, when it comes to the tournaments? I just think about what I ran into last time, and it was the Corvold food type deck, and it's like, you know, I don't know that red really mono red stacks up well against that. That deck is just so dang resilient. I don't like this. You know, we're not really looking to get 3 out of our 8, you know, big win conditions in the main draw. So we're going to take a mulligan, which doesn't happen too often with the old mono red. This isn't much better. I don't like this. I don't like it, but I feel like we need to take it. I'm not going to go... Yeah, don't like the draw. Especially if he gets popping with something here. It's 2 games in a row without having a 1-drop. And I hate to waste my Rimrock boost, but looks like that might be a creature next round, because I'm not going to wait unless I can get a 1-drop here. Give me a Fervent Champion. Ay. Okay, well, I guess you're going out to be our first attacker. Get out there, man. Get out there. Opt. You know, and Opt is still getting some play, you know. I kind of like Omen of the Sea, you know. You know, it's twice the mana cost, true, but it's also an enchantment. It also gives you the ability to scry 2. It also gives the ability to scry 2 again, you know. So, you know, maybe it's more mid-range. But either way, let's go. Anyway, that's for another discussion about another deck. Are you going to counter this? Are we going to get quenched? Whatever. Okay, now we know what we're dealing with here. Don't like it. Don't like it at all. So we're gonna have to do some zapping at the end of this turn here. We gotta get moving quick. Yeah. He's got me at a bit of a disadvantage. This is about as slow as mono red typically runs. You know what I mean? Like, this is about as slow as it gets. So, Dino Spomoni. Dino Spomoni. Yeah, you're catching like the slowest rendition of this mono red. I hope you just run out of cards and can't draw anything. Yeah. You actually have another mana? He does. Okay. Well, he's only got one card left in his hand. So, you know, we're okay here. He's going to untap. Sure, he's got a counter spell. He's going to pop his Fabled Passage. Growth Spiral. Okay, so he's ramping up here. Okay, we don't like this too much. Wow, and I actually have more cards than him. Like that's how you can tell that this is not running as it should. Alright, let's go with the assault. What do you got in your hand there, player? Come on, we need to put some hits on this dude. What you got now? Leave him alone. Oh, okay. Thassa's Intervention. Great card. This dude, I feel like we could beat this dude. This is a very slow rolling version of this mono red right now. Like this is really about as slow as it gets. It's frustratingly slow right now because he's able to just kind of hang in there, you know, tick and tack here, and he's sliding by. You know, he's literally just sliding by right now. There was no rush here. You know, we're already on round, what, 7, 8, and he's still got 15, so it's like this is not, the draw was terrible. Our draw, not so good. His draw, he keeps drawing. So he's doing what he wants. We are failing to do what we want here. And we'll see what happens. You know. Come on, dude. You're so boring. I mean, this Temur Reclamation, is it back? Is that what's going on here? Because this is so slow. Like, you're not really proving anything to me. This is what I call an insidious draw. I mean, when we're not getting one of our 1-drops, it's just like, what's going on? Okay. Okay. And what's your magic last card? You got something juicy? I'm hoping I can catch a couple of rounds here. Maybe he can get mana locked up for me. Bottom, okay. Just one of the coolest things about the deck that he, you know, this Reclamation is just the absolute punishing amount of mana. Counter or kill? What are you gonna do? This is so slow. If we somehow win this game, it'll literally be a miracle. And I don't see how it's possible. But come on. I can't pay that. But sir, I can't pay that. This is up to me and these two little satyrs. Like, it's up to you guys, okay? So slow. Oh my god. Yep. Discard that card. Hope it's 2 mana. Mana. Okay. Mana. Oh, he's got me. You're so lucky, dude. Hurry up. Like, seriously. For mono red to be this slow and you don't have me locked up yet? Like, come on. No, so we're basically screwed now. Now we're screwed. So I'm trying to think of what I could draw here that makes it worth not scooping at this point. Like, what could I possibly draw here that's going to make it to where I don't want to scoop? Because I'm not going to waste time. I feel like this is already wasting my time. That is not going to hold. Yeah, okay. Maybe he's got 6 mana in his hand, and, you know, and that's all he's got, and nothing else. And then we can catch the cleave on him, right? I mean, it's over. Like, this is just so sad. Okay, I don't care. I don't care. Come on. I mean, you don't need to be slow about it. I mean, you know I can't counter anything. Okay, we're gonna scoop. This guy's too proud of himself. Congrats. Incredibly annoying. So much for 7-0. But I'm gonna blame the draw on that one. That was a really, really ugly draw. Okay. And I just want to look at something. It's like, did we get rid of all the 1-drops? Like, where are you, filthy mono red? And we have 1-drops in the deck, right? I just want to verify that they're in the deck. You know, and we're not running the Scorch Spitter in this. How did I get away with that? So the Fervent Champion is our only 1-drop. Well, that would explain why I'm not seeing 1-drops, hitting the board. You know, I'm wondering if we need to get some Scorch Spitters in here. Some of these dodgers might be effective as well. I'm surprised. I'm actually quite surprised that those aren't actually in there. I'm just gonna. Oh. Let me see. I'll put them in the sideboard. 4. So we're more 2 and 3 drop heavy than we are 1 drop heavy. Okay, and that's something to really consider changing, you know. I'm surprised that I was running it this way. But that's what happens when you have a you know, a control guy making a mono red. But again, I was winning with this. You know, this was actually working pretty dang well. Let's get back in there. Let's get back in there. We're 1-1. It's not over yet. Let's go mono red. So I call it like this quasi mid-range mono red. Like, what the heck, Mike? River run, huh? Oh, we got a 1 drop. We got to keep it just based on that, right? Hello, river run. Okay. Let's see what he's setting up here. Hopefully he'll tap. I'd like to hit him with the Bonecrusher Giant and then be able to put it out next round. We'll see if that gets past him here. See, again, I'm not liking it. I'm just wondering if I did something to this deck. You probably tell by my face I'm a little stunned with what I'm seeing here. What are you up to, man? You know what's coming, dude. Yeah. Well, good for you. Alright. Tectonic Giant is really cool for a scenario like this. It's like we got him really close here. Obviously, we're not going to be able to punch through all these fairies. Okay, so we got one card left. Because the ability wouldn't trigger this, right? Like him casting a spell and then this, you know, triggering and smacking my giant, you know, wouldn't trigger the ability. So I need him to cast a spell at it, and if he does, he's going to take 3.
What's my strategy?
Okay. Fine. Yep. I'm glad I played this instead of the Bonecrusher, because that would have been super annoying. I think we're going to be just fine. You know, I should have probably popped this on there just to, you know, kind of seal the deal with it. Like, can you counter that? Can you counter this? Can you? I hope you can't. Oh my god. The ridiculousness. Again, that's the thing about mono red, and especially like him, he's running a control style, and he's just like, okay, I got mono red stopped here, I got him on the ropes, you know, all I gotta do is survive one more freaking round and I'll have board control, and there goes mono red. There's just enough, you know, to get him to -1. Shazam. Okay. Well, now that I realize that I'm only running 4 1-drops in the entire deck, we'll go ahead and keep it. And hopefully we will draw this 3rd mana. Right now would be fine, you know, just to kind of get it in hand. Okay, we might be facing some knights here. We'll take you. Really wanted that 3rd mana right there. Not another Embercleave, but are we gonna get mana locked here? Don't do this. Okay. We're so excited to be showing off the mono red, and you know, this isn't very mono reddish, you know. Seems like whenever I'm facing mono red, they always get 3 mana, and that's kind of enough to just kind of get the thing cranking. I could be in big trouble here. It's actually moderately helpful for us. I feel like we need to keep the pressure on. Okay. Okay, talk about the pressure. Nope, I'll take the 7 this time. Not happy about it. We could have this one sealed up. I don't know if he can kill Tobran. If he spends all his resources to do it, then we can cleave him on the next round. This is fine. It's fine. What are you up to, man? That was probably one of the dumber plays that I've made all night. You guys can roast me for that one in the chat. That was really, really bad. I mean, come on, Mike. You know, I'm like, what could he possibly get me with? It's like, yeah, aren't you just the sneakiest, dude? I think we need to just attack with the bird here. I need that too. If I burn that one there, he's got 6, 7. He might have lethal, so I can only attack with the bird. Okay. That was so bad. Like, this game could be over if I didn't. It's like, Mike, just take the damage. That's not cool. Okay. Okay. It's fine, you're good. Good game. Almost gave that one away. That would have been pretty annoying. That was a really bad play. It's like, Mike, he's running knights. It's like, why is he just attacking like that? Because he's trying to kill your Tobran. You know? My goodness. But again, you know, we're seeing, you know, this is actually, okay. I've been playing a few other decks since I created this one, and it's like, wait a second, where's all my 1-drops? And it's like, I'm starting to see why it ended up looking like this now. Yeah. Let's go. I don't want to mess around. Yeah. It's like I don't even want to let him draw a single card, but it's hard to not. I could zap it right now, but it's hard to not want to cast those red spells and beef up my Steam-Kin. Okay, that's not going to give him anything. That's actually all right. We get a third here. Okay. I think I actually want to hold that. Let's zap him down with this. And from there, deal this damage. And then light up the stage. Okay, so ideally, you know, if he's not doing anything, let's get out the room, or get out the other Steam-Kin right away. So put you out. How dirty can we do this here? Let's ditch. I'm gonna try to get creative here. Hopefully this doesn't cost me everything. Let's put out you. Both back up to 2/2s. And then I'm gonna run the intervention. To now go ahead and zap that for 1. Can you counter it? Ethel. Back to my hand. Fine. Oh. It was fun. You know, we got a little cute there. It was fun. Okay. Okay, let's just put the meat out there right now. Like, we gotta start swinging at this dude. I'm not playing around. You're pulling out the fairy and all that, so I'm not messing around. Like, I'm not playing with you. Okay? Okay, but you're tapped. Ooh. incredibly lucky right now. He'll end up just taking 3. And what are you looking for here, Ethel? Or Ethel? Oh, filthy mono red wins again. Wow, we're marching our way right through this. We're making really good time. What are we? Oh, we're about 30 minutes in. Might even finish this whole thing here. All right, 4-1. Okay, let's go. Come on. Whoa. Straight rolling, baby. All right. I like you. You're going to have to pay, but I like you. And you get to go first. I'll take the mully. It's a much more favorable, curvy little hand there. I don't know what he's running. I hate to give away a Steam-Kin. Well, you're doing it too, huh? You. Hi. And so this is where it's very difficult. When you're running the mirror, mono red, it's like, okay. Typically he's going to just go to whoever plays first, you know? But we'll see if we can do something with this guy here. And right now we're just kind of going shot for shot, just to kind of stay there. If we can draw another mana, that would be great. He's got his third. Let me guess, Anax? Ember, okay. Okay. So we will save that shock. We will go here. No, I think I need to do assault from the Rimrock. I might just good game, right? Probably like, what the hell out here? Oh, aren't you sneaky snake? Looks like I'm still taking 5, but can I finish this guy off? Not like that. Mana. 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 Oh, fuck. Stupid. You know, just like typically with mono red versus mono red, it's whoever goes first, right? And you got to go first, so be proud of yourself. Be very proud of yourself. Ah, so now we're at that 4-2. You know, we really didn't want to lose there. But, you know, what is there to do about that, you know? Again, that's the carnage and the danger of mono red. That's just the way it goes. And the fact that he got really lucky with pulling a second Embercleave. If he didn't have that second one, like, you know, thought we were able to get the jump on him and kind of turn the tide. But no, not quite. Again. Okay. So we are gonna go crazy here. And of course, he's got the jump, so we'll see if this is gonna hold again, where, you know, again, it's gonna take a misplay or a very timely play to offset him going first. Okay, so we absolutely need to light up the stage here. Okay. Something we might not be able to stop this. If you can. This dude is so proud of himself right now. So he's curving quite nicely. Just getting everything he's ever wanted in his life. Well, us, we are just one round behind, and just not looking like we're going to be able to really do anything about this assault. This is so unfortunate. I hate it. Again, this is part of why I wanted to make a mono red deck, is because I hate facing it so much. But we're still taking 5. I can't really do anything else. And we're kind of tied up here. Tagging for 3, but that doesn't really do me any good at all. You know what? I'm taking the 5 no matter what. If I could block for 4. Nope, you know, we're basically screwed anyway, so we're just going to go for it. We're going to light up the stage. There's really, like I said, there's not a lot of hope here. The only hope is that he's sitting on a mountain and has, you know, draws into the mountain. We take our 5 and somehow get something. Nope, Nope, we didn't get anything to kill any creatures, so it's basically scoop. Scoop. No. Yep, we're done. Well, aren't you just a proud mono red papa? Okay. So what I'm learning here with this is, perhaps we need to look at maintaining the one drops, maintaining, just for a little bit more consistency of draw. Again, when I was running this the other day, I was, just ripping through people like we saw in the first couple of games here. But again, we faced mono red, twice in a row where they got to go first, and so many times that's the only difference that it takes, in that mirror, to really hold on and get the win. If you got two decent players with pretty much the exact same deck, it's like, okay, whoever goes first, the other person's going to be playing defense for the rest of that game. And so looking at this, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and make a clone of Filthy Mono Red, and we'll call this Filthy Mono Red 2, okay? 2.0, okay? And let's take a look at what this would look like leaning more towards the one drops, okay? And obviously the Scorch Spitter is the one. I don't know if we need the Cavalcade of Calamity. I don't know if that needs to be in the deck. Obviously, when it hits, it hits. If you get it early, it rips. But I need to look at what I want to pull from here. I think definitely the Scorch Spitters. This is not proving to be as powerful as I thought. I mean, it's a nice creature removal. It's a nice sneaky little instant with trample at the end of the game, but you got to get to the end of the game. Hold on, Samson, we're almost done with the video. Okay, and we could go down to one here, and we can go down to one here to clean that up. Again, the Tectonic Giant is kind of like a finisher. I hate to... That came into use for us. So I definitely don't like giving that up. I'd be curious what this runs like with this. So maybe we'll make another video where we run Filthy Mono Red 2.0. Again, just kind of leaning more towards the one drops. We should get one of these in every starting draw, maybe two. What else needs to be in this deck? If you guys have any comments, feel free to put those in the comments on this video. If you have any thoughts about this newer version, again, kind of moving to this. And again, the idea would be to... drop the enchantment in here. What would it look like? But again, we have other creatures in here. Not everything is a one power creature, so if you're running with just 12 to 16 one drop one power creatures, yeah, but again, once we get to Robert the Rich, which I really like to play, I mean, that's a powerful card. Even the Rimrock, I mean, the only things that would be affected by that would be these two right here. So I'd be really curious about adding that. And again, I'm not quite sure if it's necessary. Heartfire is an interesting potential play because it deals 4 damage to any target. So it's like, let's say they got the ability to kill one of our creatures or whatever the case may be. It's like, maybe this is something that goes in there instead of the Tectonic Giant because it's cheaper to play. But I'd be curious of your guys' thoughts, your guys' comments. Again, this would be version 2.0. I'm actually going to save this one and potentially test this out. Again, just making that swap. And all we did here is we swapped out, okay, we put the Scorch Spitters in here, okay, and let's look at what we got rid of, okay. And I think I will actually create another video with 2.0. And we swapped it out. We got rid of these right here, Purphoros Intervention, and then we also shaved down the Bonecrusher and shaved down the Phoenix, okay? A little less of the mid-range and more of the upfront quick stuff. So we made that a little adjustment, so look for the next video. We'll call it Filthy Mono Red 2.0, so we'll run it back and see if that slight difference Because again, a lot of times when you're making decks, it's like, okay, you make a deck, you spend a lot of time on it, you're playing well with it, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, now it's time for the tournament, or you're trying to push forward into Mythic, and it's like you start getting smoked, and you just run into a bad run. You run into a bunch of mirrors where they get to go first, things like that, and all of a sudden you want to just scrap the whole deck. A lot of times what I like to do is, I want to make a change, right? Clearly, I think the deck needed to make a change, but doesn't need to be completely scrapped and overhauled. I don't think so. Again, if you disagree with that, certainly put that in the comments. But making a subtle change, let's swap in one playset of a card and get rid of a few other things to try to lean towards the front end of the mana curve. That might be all it takes to push this deck up over the top. So we will certainly see about that. Be on the lookout for the next video for Filthy Mono Red 2.0. But hopefully you guys got value in this video and watching the gameplay. And we'll see you guys in the next video.